on the value scale do you think yellow will be?
Like HB?
Yes, like your HB. Perfect. Okay. What about your orange?
Like H1 or 2, 3.
Yes, 2 or 3B. Perfect. Okay. And blue?
5.
5 and 6. And purple?
9.
Yes, your very darkest one, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sort of? Kind of? Okay. So what I am going to do first is I'm going to take my yellow, okay? And because I, right now, don't have a light source, which is fine, I'm actually going to take my yellow and I'm going to just very lightly go around and trace my pencil line because we are actually going to erase our pencil line. But I'm using my yellow to mark it out so I see exactly where it is. So once I have just a very light highlight of yellow around my circle, I'm then going to take my eraser and erase that line. Because as much as pencils are fun, if we're doing colored pencil, we don't want pencil showing through. So now I have like a ghost line for my sphere. Yes. Okay, how are we doing? Everybody to this point? Yes? No? Okay. Now, we need a shadow. Where are we putting our light source? Where do you guys want to put it this time? You want to put it over here, straight above, the opposite side? So over here? Okay. I'm putting this in purple. You can choose to do this in whatever color you want. If I can spell. Goodness. Whoa! I'm struggling today, guys. You know how to spell light source. It's fine. Oh, man. Okay. Because we have our light source over here, we need to have our shadow down here, right? So I'm going to start that with my purple. And again, same process. We're looking for like a baseball hat. Okay. Once I have that in, I'm going to take my purple and really, very first, I'm going to lightly come in against my circle. And I'm actually going to blend my purple and my blue first before going very dark. And let me see if I can zoom in while doing this. Okay, so I'm going to come in with my purple, or my blue, and lightly layer them together first before making them go any darker. Okay, so I have a blue and purple blended there. Now I'm going to come back in with my purple on the outside. Cover in this space. Now you can shade objects really well with just 2 colors. However, I find that if you add additional colors to it, it gives it way more depth. Okay, so I've done that. Now I'm going to come in with heavy pressure and just push harder down on my colored pencil to create a darker value.
So you start with purple first, right?
Start with what?
Purple first.
Yes, I started with purple first. If you want to start with blue first, you can. There's literally no one telling you you can't. If you notice, while using colored pencils, they don't forgive nearly as much as pencils do. So if you see right here, I have that line, okay? That can be fixed. It's just going to take a lot of layering. So I have my shade, or my shadow, created. Ooh, looks so fun. There we go. That's a little better focused. Nice. I like that. Those are looking good, guys. How many of you are like, this is weird? Okay, good. I'm happy that you're feeling that way. Because if it feels weird, that means you're going to learn something. Yes?
I've never seen colors like this made with colored pencils.
Yeah?
Because I've only colored, I've never layered colored pencils.
So you've always done like block colors?
Yeah, basically.
This, yeah, this experience is going to blow your mind then. Because we're going to get real crazy up in this sphere. Yeah, I went there. I did it. Yeah. Okay, again, before we move in, I'm going to take my yellow and I'm going to just put a very light indication of where I want my light source to hit for a highlight. Okay?
I can't.
Here, I'll show you. Right here. You see that? Like I said, very, very light. You do not want a harsh line because colored pencils are not fun to try to erase. It's doable, but it's not fun.
You can also use white colored pencil
You can use white colored pencil to blend it in a little bit better.
for fix so many mistakes.
Okay, so this is where things get tricky. We're going to start with our purple and again create that line. Okay? So very lightly. Don't panic too much because you might be like, oh, I put purple in the wrong spot. I don't know how to erase it. It's going to be fine. Don't panic. Just keep making that line. Okay. From here, same process. I'm going to beef it up a little bit, give it some more room. We're aiming for that crescent shape. So I have my little crescent looped around my sphere. I'm going to come in with a light layer of purple first. Then, very much like our shadow, I'm going to go over it with a light layer of blue.
I do a lot of blending of colors and eyes.
When we get to skin tones, you'll do a lot of blending. I would not go very dark quite yet. Do you need something? Yeah, we're doing some sphere shading.
How do I publish it, class?
Oh, unpublish?
Yeah.
Click on it. Can I see that real quick?
Yep, sorry, I'm
No, you're
interrupting
fine.
you in the middle of it.
Yes. Are
What are
you
all
coming
these-
in?
Are all these students just great artists?
This is one of my more advanced classes, so yes.
Yeah, these guys are good.
Today I cannot do this.
Let's go. We are doing
What are you doing now? I know where's
sphere
your work
shading.
When I just got here, I was in
Oh.
Paris. And I'm gonna give you my camo jersey in a second.
Is this one that already has students in it?
Yeah.
So I think once the kids are in it, you can't unpublish it, but you can like unpublish everything in your modules or assignments. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So if you, I don't know if you use modules.
Mm-hmm.
Do you use modules? Okay, so I would go to your modules and then I would just unpublish
Everything.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll make that easy.
Yeah. Okay. Where's your sketchbook?
I don't have one.
Why? I gave you one.
I was gone.
Did I not give you one the other week? Okay, so go grab a scratch piece of paper. And then you're going to need to grab a paper cup that's over there. And then you're going to need to get 4 colored pencils. Yellow, orange, blue, and purple. Okay, so we have all hit this point. Yes? Okay, now I'm going to blow your mind, but stay with me. Okay? We're going to use our yellow and our orange now. We're going to start with yellow on the back side of that highlight.
Where are the color pencils?
In that white box.
Like fill it in?
Yep, filling that little sliver in with the yellow, and then we're going to come back over it with a really light layer of orange. So we're going to kind of look stripy for a minute, and that's okay. We are then going to do the same thing with this side of our sphere. And we're going to start with a decent layer of yellow here, but as you come to the center, you want to lighten your pressure, okay? We want like a medium yellow here and then a really light layer of yellow at the top. So I'm just going to come in. Again, notice that my hand is all the way at the back of my colored pencil. You dropped something, sorry.
There's no more yellow color pencil.
There should be yellow in the colored pencil drawer. It might be a smaller one, but there should be one for you. And the beauty of yellow is that if you're using light pressure, you should just be able to go as crazy as you want because it's yellow and it's really light. So I'm going to just frantically cover this all in. Notice as I get to the center, I'm very, very light. I can cover my light source, my little highlight, but you want to do it very, very lightly. And I'm going to stop right there with my yellow. So if I hold this up for you, you want to try to match that. Trace your cup, because that's your circle. The other side. So flip it up. Yep. Do it on one side. Yep, right there.
Just a pencil.
Yep, just a regular pencil. Go very, very lightly, because you will erase that line. Okay. We're going to now go in with a very light layer of orange. And I'm actually going to push the orange from the back side into my purple and my blue up into the yellow. And you might go, well, why am I doing that? It's not showing through. It is showing through very lightly, because the whole point is we want this to seamlessly blend, but we have to do it layer by layer. So I'm now going to pull all this orange further up into my yellow. I'm not going very dark. I would suggest you don't go very dark as well. Same process, just really nice soft circles. Are you shifting? Oh, okay. I thought your whole chair was like moving back and forth. Notice that the yellow and the orange are a little bit more forgiving when it comes to what strokes you're using with your pencil. So you can be a little bit more sporadic, but just try to stay with the circles, because they are going to help you make that look really nice and clean. Okay, now that I have a pretty decent coverage of my orange, I'm going to wait because I think I might be going too fast. Come in.
Is Havoc Davis in here?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I haven't seen that child.
Okay.
Okay. Do I need to wait?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to wait. Because I really want to move on, but I also don't want to stress you out. So, are you okay? So, I'm going to start with creating this shadow right here. So you want to connect it almost like a baseball. Continue. Good. It's okay. That's why we're practicing. And don't worry, we will be doing more of these. And at some point, you are going to have to choose your own colors and do it on your own. No, it looks good. You're fine. Don't stress. As soon as we start shading with color, kids are like, what is happening? And it's just because we haven't done it before. But the more that we do it together, the easier it will get. And as soon as we start hitting paint, all of this color theory, all this knowledge we're doing with the pencils, it will be the same thing with paint. They'll just be easier to blend. Okay. Couple more minutes, or are we good? Okay. We're almost ready. Does it help when I hold it up and go around? Yes, no? Okay. We're getting close. So for those of you waiting, the next thing you'll do is we're gonna again adding purple layers into the orange and the yellow, but you want to go very lightly, okay? So I'm going to, as I continue upwards, I'm going to pull from that space and just start blending. And if you go lightly and you're like, I don't have anything on my paper, like I can't see it at all, just go a little heavier with your pressure. And you're going to start to see some like brown colors, okay? Greens, browns, that is exactly what you want. I know that sounds super weird, but I promise you that's exactly what you want. Oh, this is looking so good. I get too excited about my own stuff. Sorry. Kaplan, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are we a little confused? Or are you just like, this is new? Okay. Because you make faces like I make faces? No, it's a good thing. But if you look confused, I am going to ask you if everything's okay. So before I continue, I'm going to stop what I'm doing, and I'm actually going to hold mine up to you individually so you can see where and how those colors are blending. Is that helping a little bit? Okay. You need to get this a little darker and then pull it forward. Yes. That looks good. That's okay. I just want you to keep working on the technique, okay? So with us, just keep doing the technique. Because all this value is going to push further into my spheres. Is that, where are these flies coming from? They're back, and I hate them.
Is it your window open or is there screens there?
There are screens. So it's got to be coming from like a hallway. You see how we're getting like browns right here? Okay. Okay, just keep going, go nice and slow. There are purples in the blues, and there are yellows in your oranges. Does that help? Just a little bit more. See how it's like turning brownish? Okay, that's what you want. Nice, you're doing great. Okay, awesome. Can anyone tell me why they think it's turning green? Go ahead.
Because the colors are blending.
The colors are blending, but if it's turning green, the two main colors that are blending are yellow and blue, right? Once we put the blue on top, the blue and the orange are going to start to blend, and they're going to turn probably more brown than what we see here, okay? It's all about color theory and how your colors blend together. So I'm going to keep pulling up my purple just a hair more before starting in with my blue.
Can we start with our blue for everything?
Yes, if you feel like you are ready to move on to your blue, you can. Okay, now I'm going to take my blue and I'm going to try to really pull from that first crescent shape, and the goal is to blend really well right in through here.
Will you please come to the main office? Havoc, Davis, please come to the main office.
So I am using much more aggressive, heavy pressure right against that line. because I want to make sure that it blends properly. Ooh, it's turning so many fun colors.
I'm just thinking that.
The camera on here doesn't even know how to process these colors, which is kind of funny to me. Okay, and if I feel like that blue is getting too dominant, I'm going to come back in with my purple. And just pull some more purple up. Also, same thing that we did before, come back into your highlight with the purple and just soften up that yellow and orange. Because we want it there, but we don't want it to hit us in the face. Okay, I'm going to go over it with my blue. Just very lightly, calm that down. And continue on with pulling some of that blue over the orange. And if you feel at this point that you've lost a lot of the yellow and the orange, there's no harm in popping some of the orange back on top. Or some of that yellow. We've really hit a point now that you can experiment and have like fun just seeing which colors go on where. How does it all look if I add more yellow or more orange? So see how I just put in a little bit more orange and it's already made it like way more brown? That's the whole point. Now is your chance to experiment with the colors. We're going to do the same thing next time, but we're going to be using boxes and squares first. Ooh, now it's predominantly a green. That's fun. What time? It's 9:11. So we have like 2 more minutes and then we'll need to, well no, 4 more minutes and then we'll need to clean up.